Let me show you some of the first things that you can do on your Samsung Galaxy A57 right after the initial configuration. So the first thing that you can do is you can check notification tray, because most of the time you can find this notification finished setting up your device. This option allows you to go through several different options that you can also find during the initial configuration, so you can treat it as a second chance to do something that you didn't do during the initial configuration. Of course, most of these things, if not all of them, can be still done by going through settings in your phone. But if you wish to have, the option to go through these the setup again, then feel free to do so. And besides that, I'm gonna actually skip this. I don't really need to go through the initial configuration again. And in my case, I'm just gonna go to settings and let me show you the next things that you can do. So besides that, once you go to settings, you can scroll down a little bit and you can go to lock screen and AOD. In here, we can find screen lock and biometrics, so you can set up your password. You can choose a PIN code, password, or pattern. And once you set up the password for your phone, you can also set up biometrics. So you have the face recognition or face unlock feature, so you can unlock the phone with your face. And also we have fingerprint sensor, so you can scan your fingerprint and use it in order to unlock your phone. So be sure to check it out. Besides that, it is recommended to use a Samsung and a Google account. Of course, the Samsung account, in the case of the Samsung account, we can go over here at the top of the settings where we have sign in to your Galaxy. You can also go to the accounts and backup in here, and then we have manage accounts. And in here we can press add account in order to choose the Samsung account. You can sign in here as well. And you can also add your Google account. Also, you can sign into multiple Google accounts. So if you have multiple accounts, multiple Gmails, you can easily add them into your phone. So be sure to do that. Of course, it is recommended to use both of these accounts, that is the Google and Samsung account, simply because you have access to every pretty much feature, every Google feature and every Samsung feature on this phone if you do so. And once we are signed into the Samsung account and the Google account, the next thing that we can do is we can update our apps. So in this case, I'm gonna start with the Play Store. And in here we have to go through this welcome message, so let's just do this. And once you do so, you can go to your Google account here in the upper right corner. And then after that, we should be able to go to the Manage Apps and Device. And in here, you can check if you have updates. It is, of course, recommended to update everything that you have on your phone. So you can update everything at once, or you can update individually if that's what you need to do. We can also go to the Galaxy Store as well. And this is also why you need a Samsung account. So let me just quickly sign in with my Google account over here. And then once you access the Galaxy Store, we can go to menu here in the bottom right corner, and then here we have some updates as well. Of course, it is recommended to update these apps too. Besides that, it is recommended to update the software as well. So if we go back to settings, then over here we can scroll down, and here we can find software update, and you want to make sure if you want to make sure that your phone is using the latest version possible. In my case, I actually do have an update waiting for me, so of course I'm gonna download and install it. But if it is already installing, then in the meantime we can just do other things until it is done. So another thing that is worth doing is you can go to display settings, and in here we can manage a couple of visual things that are probably quite important for many people. Like, for example, we can choose between the light mode and the dark mode. We can toggle adaptive brightness or automatic brightness. We also have the motion smoothness, which actually is set up to adaptive by default, so you use 120 Hz by default. So that's good. We can, of course, adjust the font size and style, the display size or screen zoom. We have the screen timeout, so the time that the phone needs to put the display to sleep if the phone is not used. So if due to inactivity, like after 30 seconds, of course, the display put itself to sleep, but you can adjust it over here. You can also turn on keep screen on while viewing. In my case, I'm gonna set up 2 minutes for the sake of YouTube videos, of course. And then over here, we can also find the navigation bar where we can choose if you want to use buttons or swipe gestures to navigate on your phone. So of course, you can choose the preferred way. And if you go to more options, in the case of buttons, you can choose the button order. In the case of swipe gestures, you can find the gesture sensitivity option in here. And of course, some other stuff as well, like for example, we can increase the touch sensitivity, which might be useful if you installed a screen protector. Alright, so besides that, another thing that is worth doing is, of course, we can go to battery. And over here in battery, we can find the battery protection. By default, we use the basic battery protection, which is a good thing, but if you really care about your battery and you want to slow down the battery aging process as much as possible, then I can recommend you setting up the maximum battery protection, which allows you to limit the battery charging to 80%. But of course, if you find it annoying or just not really pleasing to use, I guess, and then you can stick with the basic one, and you can, for example, enable the sleep time protection instead. But that is up to personal preference. Over here in charging settings, we can also check if fast charging is enabled. In my case, it is, so I can leave it as it is. Alright, now besides battery settings, we can also go to security and privacy, and in here we have a couple of options that are definitely worth checking out, like for example the lost device protection, where we can find the Find My Mobile. You might want to enable these options to make sure, or actually to increase the chances of finding your phone in case it is lost or stolen. And there's also the theft protection, where we can set up the identity check. We can turn on the theft detection lock, offline device lock, failed authentication lock, and remote lock. All of these options are worth checking out. My software update is ready. If yours is as well, then of course you can immediately restart your phone. I'm gonna not do so right now so that I can finish the video right now. All right, and I think that's most of the things. There's also the app security, which we can enable. So we have the app protection in here, which we can easily enable in this place. I can recommend you to do that too. All right, let's go back. Let me actually start from the home screen actually. We can go to the home screen, and the last thing that I want to show you is in the app drawer. Over here in the app drawer, of course, by default, we have these pages. This allows you to organize the app drawer however you want. You can sort these apps and folders in your own way. However, if you prefer to have like just a simple list where you can scroll up and down, then you can tap on these three dots in the upper right corner, and then you can go to sort, and then in here we can switch to alphabetical order. And now we can scroll up and down in here, and as you can see, the list is alphabetical. So this might be the preferred choice for some people. You can also switch back to the custom order, and nothing is changed in the meantime, so you revert all these changes quite easily. So I believe that is pretty much everything. These are the most important things that you want to do with your Samsung Galaxy A57. Afterwards, of course, once again, make sure that you're running the latest software version. Make sure that all apps are updated. You might also want to check apps that you already have installed, because there is some bloatware installed. So you might want to uninstall certain apps from here. If you want to do so, you can of course press and hold your finger on the app, and then we have the uninstall option. So you might want to do that as well. And of course you can go to the Play Store, for example, in order to download all your apps that you want to use on your phone. And in the case you want to transfer files from your previous device, then in that case you can go to the Samsung folder in the app drawer, and over here we have the smart switch which we can use to transfer the data. But I'm actually gonna do a separate video, detailed video on how to do that. And that is pretty much it. If there is anything else that I didn't mention in this video that is worth doing once you are done with the first setup, then of course please let me know in the comments. And if you're watching this video, check out the comments. Maybe there are some additional tips on what you can do with your phone at first. So leave a like and subscribe.